Welcome to the Life Makeovers podcast. My name is Cindy D. Whitmer, and I am the Midlife Makeover Coach, helping you turn your midlife into your best life, one step at a time. Through powerful conversations, my own midlife roller coaster story, and over 3 decades of helping people transform their lives through counseling and coaching, I am on a mission to help you create your own definition of success and happiness. Thank you for being here. Hey, everybody. It's Cindy here. Thanks for being here. I am so happy you're here today because I really want you to go back in time with me a little bit, whether you like it or not. I want you to think about some of the messages that you heard repeatedly in your childhoods. Now, if this is overly traumatic for some of you, then please don't, or shut this off or whatever. I'm not interested in, re-traumatizing you today, but I do want to, I want you to understand yourself better as a person and how come you do the things you do and you say the things you do, because this is part of the human condition. Like this is a universal response to our lives that I want you to understand more of in case you've never understood. So the first step in the midlife makeover method, which is a 6-step methodology I created to help women learn how to love themselves properly, build unwavering confidence, and live their lives fully on their terms. First step is waking up. And that's kind of what I want to talk to you about today, is waking up to really understanding yourself more, because until you understand yourself more and take more responsibility for your own behavior and your own life, you are not going to heal and you're not going to move forward. So part of a makeover for you from the inside out, which is the work I do, the midlife makeover method, that's what that is a makeover from the inside out, is breaking things down and understanding yourself better. Okay, so we're going to go a little deeper today than usual. And so I'm going to share some of my own experiences for the purpose of inspiring you to think of yours and get the ball rolling for you and understanding yourself better. Okay. So last week, in an interview I did with the money mindset mentor, Brooke, we talked about mindset and how we get messages when we're growing up about money that affect us as adults, right? As we're moving into adulthood. And one of the ones I heard, I bet you heard it too, those of you who grew up in the 60s or the 70s, like I grew up in the 70s. I was a kid in the 70s. Anyway, because I'm 56 now. So one of the things I heard over and over and over and over and over is money doesn't grow on trees. Money doesn't grow on trees. Okay. Raise your hand. I wish I could see all of you right now. How many of you heard this when you were growing up? Money doesn't grow on trees. Okay. So translation, that must mean, money's not easy to get. I know another thing that I heard a lot in my surroundings as a kid was we work our fingers to the bone and we still have nothing. We work our fingers to the bone and we still have nothing. Okay, so these were beliefs and messages I heard around me over and over and over again when I was a kid. And so, we're kids, right? We're little kids and we take things in and we remember them. They stick in our heads, right? So money doesn't grow on trees. You have to work hard and still not get anywhere. Those were some of the messages I heard. So, and when you're a kid, you don't typically know any better, and you trust the adults around you for the most part, right? We believe these authority figures in our lives. And so we take that in and we soak that message in and go. So that can translate into believing that, if I don't work really super hard, I'm not going to get anywhere in life, right? And that money's hard to come by and that kind of thing. So when you translate that into your life Now, that may be why you are struggling financially. That may be why you don't ask for the raise or the promotion. That may be why you find yourself in fear around your money all the time and counting every penny and worrying about every little thing, because you might have a foundational belief that it's scarce and it's difficult and it's not a guarantee. Okay, so let's move on to another one. Here's another one I heard a lot around food. Okay, we would be eating our dinner at the table, and we had to clean our plates. The rule was you clean your plate, you eat every bite on your plate. Because why? Say it with me. There are starving children in Africa. This is what I heard. There are starving children in Africa. So you're going to sit there until you eat every bite of food. Now, let me just say this podcast episode is not about picking on my parents or yours or any of the adults who were doing the best they could at that time. I understand that they were attempting to motivate us kids to eat our meals, right? But I'm telling you, I got to tell you, there were some nights, and my mom was a good cook. I liked most of everything that she made and so forth. A few meals that she made that I just could not stand. Okay, one of my least favorite foods ever when I was a kid was creamed corn. I still can't eat it. Creamed corn. Another one was liver. Oh, gosh, liver night was one of the worst nights of my life because I had to sit there and eat every single bite of the liver. And at the time, I liked ketchup. I don't eat ketchup hardly ever anymore, but at the time I loved ketchup, so I just kept dumping ketchup on the liver to try to eat it. You're all like, "Oh, Cindy, please stop yourself." So anyway, liver night, cream corn night. Ooh, when she put those together, ooh, that was a really rough night. Oh, and hominy. That was another one. What is hominy anyway? It's this white stuff, but I didn't like it. Anyway, but we were to always clean our plates no matter what. Just sit there, and on liver night, literally, my mom, everybody could be done eating. Everybody leave the table. Mom almost done washing all the other dishes, and I'm still sitting there trying to choke down the last piece of liver. So anyway, the point in bringing this up is the message was there are starving children in Africa. So if we didn't eat our food, if we weren't appreciating our meals, we were bad. That is how it translated into a child's mind. I don't think that's literally what the parental message was. The parental message was, hey, it's dinner time. We eat our dinner. This is what we do. We eat our dinner. This is the healthy thing to do. Eat your food. But it translated, that kind of approach translates in a child, oh, I'm a bad girl if I don't clean my plate. How dare I, contribute to the starvation of children around the world by not eating my dinner? And what kind of spoiled brat am I that I, take this food lightly or don't appreciate it or whatever. So guilt around food, really unhealthy messages around food, right? And so thus this could create over time a complicated relationship with food for someone. Okay, so the other example, a complicated relationship with money. This one, a complicated relationship with food. Okay, so start thinking, if you haven't already, what kind of messages did you receive? Okay, here's another one. Ooh, this is my all-time. This is a big one, and I bet you heard this too, or some version of it, or we're given this message in some way. Let's talk about it. So I heard the words, you may have heard these exact words too, but often in families, this message is there, whether it's through words, it might be through nonverbals, all kinds of ways you can imagine in your mind. We were told, don't cry or we'll give you something to cry about. Okay. Don't cry, or we will give you something to cry about. Now, my parents weren't monsters hovering over us and scaring us to death, and they weren't violent parents. None of that. This isn't the way it was. But this was a message, none the same, that we heard if we were getting upset about something. Don't cry, or I'll give you something to cry about. Now, again, I think what was happening in those moments, I would guess, is that the parents who say things like that don't want their kids to be upset. They just want their kids to stop doing what they're doing or do something different. And they want to stop the pain piece in its track by trying to control it. They're saying just don't have pain right now. No, you're not going to do that right now. But instead, what translates into a child's little innocent mind is, oh, if I show my feelings, what I'm really feeling right now is not okay. If I show you my feelings right now, that's wrong. That's bad. I shouldn't do that. Okay. So when you're showing feelings as a child and an adult or an authority says to you, don't do that, or I'll give you something to cry about, they're threatening you, actually. I don't think they mean to, but they're threatening you that they're going to make your life worse. You don't get it together. And so how that translates in a little child is, okay, I got to just be stoic here, not let this affect me. I can't show that this is affecting me right now. I won't be angry back. I won't cry. I won't be sad. I will just stand here and not show my emotions that I'm experiencing. I'll just shove those way down deep. Okay. Now, you can imagine how destructive this is emotionally, right? When children get the message over and over as they're growing up, shut your feelings down. We don't want to hear it. We don't want to see it. We don't want to experience your emotions. So just dumb them down, hide them, stuff them, stop them. Then you grow up believing that it's not a good idea to show your emotions. So you stop it. You numb your feelings, you shut them off, you shut them down, you shove them down, you do whatever you have to do to kind of fake it, right? Just kind of fake it. And then there you go. Now you're in adulthood. And if somebody ticks you off at the office, you don't know what to do with yourself, right? Or your partner gives you a glance and you think, oh, or a friend just, says something that just crushes you and you just don't know what to do, right? It's very difficult. So then we don't know what to do with our feelings. So what do we do instead? Part of how we numb ourselves in this society as humans, as adults, and even earlier, of course, this is sometimes how addictions begin, sometimes how eating disorders begin, sometimes how mental health issues arise. This is sometimes how these things come to be in your life, is unresolved, unprocessed, denied emotions. Okay. So if you're wondering why, gosh, I don't know how to express my feelings. I don't know how to say to this person what they mean to me. Or I don't know how to talk to my colleagues about the stress I'm experiencing trying to work out the logistics of this project we're going to do together, or whatever it is, you don't know because you were not taught properly how to do it. You were not, you didn't have good role models around you in handling feelings at all, let alone properly in a healthy manner. Okay, so here's the bottom line with all of these. So I've talked about a money example, food example, a feelings example. There are examples for everything on earth that you experience in your life, for your physical health, your sexual relationships, your feelings of your own self-worth, your purpose and your passions, there's examples of this with everything. So really look it over in your life and see, gosh, what kinds of messages were I given? And sometimes they were direct verbal messages like the kind I've shared today. And sometimes they were nonverbal, right? Nonverbal, the way someone looked at you or pointed at you or punished you or, whatever it was. So you got the messages of what was okay and what was not okay for you to show, for you to believe, for you to do, etc. as you were growing up. Now, again, this podcast is not about badgering your parents or mine or grandparents, daycare providers, teachers, coaches, all the authorities in your life when you were growing up. They were doing the best they could. They had a limited amount of information at that time about how to process feelings in a healthy way. They were raised by people who were not taught this stuff. But now we know better. Now we know better so we can do better. And so part of how you can do better for yourself is to reflect a little bit in areas that you're struggling with to get what you want in your life. Notice the messages that you've received in the past and then start to challenge those beliefs. Start to create some new beliefs that support how you really want to live. Remember that being angry in and of itself is not wrong. Being sad in and of itself is not bad. Being angry, being sad, being joy-filled, happy, excited, none of this is wrong. Being successful financially isn't bad or wrong or greedy or selfish. Enjoying food is not a sin. Okay. All these things. When you have feelings that you don't know what to do with, when you have feelings at all about anything, it just means you're human. That's all that means. You're human. You're not a cardboard box. You're a human being. So again, I want you to understand yourself better, look back a little bit to really help reveal and uncover why you might be showing up, how you're showing up in your life, and how you're getting stuck in different areas of your life based on those experiences. And then I want you to do yourself another favor and get on my calendar for a free midlife strategy session, because we can talk about some of these messages that you've received and how they are affecting you now. You may not have even realized that you're carrying a load of these in your head that are running the show, whether you know it or not, whether you've been conscious of it or not. And so I can help help you figure out what to do with those things and move you further along in your life. So I have developed the Midlife Makeover method, which is a proven system that helps people give themselves a makeover from the inside out with my help, so you can live happier, healthier, wealthier, and wiser. Okay? This methodology teaches you how to truly value yourself and build your confidence higher and higher and higher, and get you really clear on what you want in your life and the strength to go get it, create it. So that's the work I do. And I'm offering you 30 minutes to have a strategy session with me, free. So just go to timewithcindy.com and get on my calendar. And then what's going to happen is you're going to get a confirmation email, and then you're going to get another email. Sometimes it comes all in one, sometimes two. So please check your junk folder and all that stuff, especially if you're new to me. And it will offer you a link to go take a midlife confidence profile, and we'll see where your confidence is at this point in different areas of your life. These childhood messages I'm asking you to review might be part of the reason your confidence levels are where they are. Okay? And we'll connect those dots together in the session and then work on best steps to move you forward. My goal, my mission is for people to turn their midlife crisis into the best years of their life. So you have a life you look forward to living each day, not dreading. Okay? All right. So I promise you, I guarantee when we spend time together, the more time you spend with me, the more likely you are to double, triple your confidence and create the life you really, really want. I promise you that. I know how to do it. I've done it for myself. I've helped many other women do it. I've been at this for over 30 years. Trust me, get on my calendar, timewithcindy.com, and have a wonderful rest of the day. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for listening to the Life Makeovers podcast. If you'd like to connect with me on social media, find out more about my coaching programs, or download my free ebook, The Midlife Makeover Method, The Secret to Loving Yourself Fully and Living on Your Terms, then head over to my website at www.cindydwhitmer.com and have a wonderful day.